Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It is a very cold, chilly day, and it's Waynetta's 3-year anniversary, which means it's time for her first M.O.T. Yesterday the storm Eowyn hit Northern Ireland and Scotland. We had a lot of wind here in London, but no damage as far as I can tell. Quite a bit of rain, and really the bikes haven't left the garage for a few weeks now. It's just been too cold, too wet, too miserable, or too icy, or whatever. So yeah, they've been nicely tucked away, trickle charger on, waiting for a nice day to go out. So yeah, 2025 has gone off to a very cold, icy, stormy start, and we haven't been riding very much. Just been working from home, staying nicely tucked away together with our bikes in the home office stroke garage with the heating on so my babies don't get too cold and all that sort of jazz. How's the start of your year going? Yeah, in the UK, the story is that new vehicles, they are exempt from any kind of government testing for the first 3 years, but after 3 years from first registration, every year they have to have a safety check, just to make sure that their vehicles are not dangerous to be on the roads, dangerous to other road users. It doesn't mean that the vehicle is good. It just means it's not about to have its frame collapse, its wheels fall off or fly off, that sort of stuff. And there's no real room here. So yeah, it's a standard test. You used to get a little piece of paper with the M.O.T status, but you don't even get that now. It just goes online into a database, and you can't tax your vehicle until M.O.T has been completed. So after Wynetta here passes her M.O.T, which I'm sure she will, then we have to tax the vehicle. So what the checks are, I believe, is just making sure, you know, the suspension hasn't collapsed, the tires are still legal, the brakes are still going to work, there's no rust or rot to the frame or the chassis, or the chassis if you're American, of a car, that sort of stuff. So there's a certain amount of trepidation when you take your bike in for MOT, but the check I don't think is that thorough, to be perfectly honest. You see some of the vehicles that we see on the roads, so certain brands, they don't even have indicators that work, it seems. So yeah, but yeah, I've got fairly high level of confidence that my bike is going to pass the MOT. It's not falling apart, so it should be fine. All safety systems still seem to work. Anyway, so it's always nice to come here. I take my bikes to Kingrey. I'm sure that's not legal. Take my bikes to Kingrey here in Leytonstone. They do the checks, and while they're doing it, I go to a cafe and have a nice brekkie. Where are things like where you live? Are there any mandated regular checks for your vehicles? Do you think there should be more? Do you think there should be retests for drivers and riders after a while? Because we don't have any in the UK. Your license is valid and you don't have to retest or recertify until you're quite old. I don't even know how old you have to be, but yeah, whereas in other countries I believe you have to at least go and have eyesight checked and maybe skills and knowledge of the law should be retested every once in a while. Looks like the van just jumped a red light. Well, here we are at Kingrey. So where shall we park? Where shall we park? Let's not block the entrance. Let's park at the end. Back won't be here for very long. Yeah, they usually I've booked it for 10 o'clock, so back shouldn't be hanging about here for too long. And then the test should takes about the same time that it requires to have a nice cup of tea and a breakfast, eh? They're quite well framed. This is quite nice. This is quite nice. The BMW R. That's just a courier type thing, but that looks very nice. Like it. Phil Spaghetti Western's gonna like this one. That's not bad at all. Anyway, let's go book her in.
1 hour later.
Okay, so it's about an hour later, and yeah, of course she passed. There was a minor problem. The little reflector, the red reflector at the back, had fallen off, but he fixed it on the spot, and yeah, she passed. Now I can go home and tax her. Woohoo! Never in doubt. Never in doubt. You did notice the bent handlebar though. Straight away. Yeah, this handlebar here is a bit bent. It's fixed now. Well, fixed. It's no longer touching the screen, and I will replace it at some point. I could try to unbend it, apparently with a scaffolding pole, but it's so crap anyway. I might as well replace it with something decent. Let's turn it on for some heat. There you go. Right, time to go home. Thank you for coming along on this M.O.T. Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so. Leave a comment. Let me know what's different where you live in terms of testing and taxing, and hope to catch you in the next one. But for now, this is a noob.